Hey guys, Dutch and I were sitting around talking about the fact that 9/11 is coming up, and we want to just kind of say something about it because a lot of people they're forgetting. I mean, it's over 20 years now, and you never want to forget this. So we're just going to kind of go over where we were, how we felt about it at the time, and what the initial reaction of everybody was. So, do you remember where you were?
I sure do. I sure do remember, and I think almost everybody does, right? Anyone who's a bit impacted by it remembers where they were. One of the things that comes to mind, dude, I know that I knew where I was, and I want to hear where you were too, but all your life you trained to play a football game, and you never got to play. The stadium's empty. No one's watching. No one came to play. No one came to pay to watch you play. You train all the time to win that football game, and you never do it. There are men and women who have trained for years and who never get to test the things they train for. You knew on September 11th. I knew on September 11th. Once we knew that it wasn't an errant airplane that ran into the tower, that this was an attack, all that training was going to come to fruition now. All that training you did all those years, you are now going to implement that. It reminds me of the sort of Gideon kind of thing from the Israelis after the Munich Olympics, right? They had build this so this happened. We're going to build this program. And this is going to happen. All right, now we're going to go act, and that's for sure what happened to me. I was training in some hand-to-hand combat. I was actually recovering from a back surgery, and we were doing some hand-to-hand combat with Tony Blauer actually, and the way where I was situated in an upstairs area, and the only way to get up there was a ladder. Guy had to climb up the ladder. Somebody climbed up the ladder and said, aircraft hit one of the towers. Okay.
Bad accident, yeah. And you think it's a Cessna.
There was no more detail, and it just sounds like a private airplane to me. It sounds like, whoops, somebody screwed that up, right? And then, was it an hour later or less than an hour, right?
Yeah, I don't remember exact time.
Another guy comes up the ladder, he's got much more rank, and he said, another aircraft has hit the second tower and we are under attack. And then really chaos flows, right? The instructor has to go, he's got to go, he's ushered out of the building. Now what are you doing right away? We have to start prepping. What direction do we go? What do we do? So, and it just becomes chaos. Whatever your tasks were, or whatever you were prepared to do, there was just an air of, what now?
Yeah.
Just what now? And again, chaos. And then obviously mere moments later, you realize that there's another attack on the Pentagon, and there's another attack that went awry that lands in Pennsylvania. But now you're thinking about your families as well. I'm thinking about my kid, my families. It was a strange thing for me. It was on my birthday. So one of the things my son said was, I can't believe they did it on your birthday. And it's got nothing to do with that, but it's something that I'll always, obviously my birthday carries this remembrance all the time. And I don't have a great birth anniversary anymore, right? Because my mind, like you mentioned before, you don't ever want to forget this thing. This changed everything. It changed everything for me. It changed things for my family. It changed things for families all across the world. Mm-hmm. But that era of chaos and what next? And then it was rumors. Then it was rumors of there's another airplane, and this airplane, and that, and constantly, right? Then, do we man the gates? Did you do that at all?
Oh yeah, we didn't man the gates. But
we had some. We went out. We don't trust the guys manning the gates. We ran man the gates. So it was crazy, bro. It was crazy. Where were you?
I was there at the command. We had the the FBI Washington field office had come down to use our kill house. So we were in there, working with them a little bit. And they came in, one of the guys in the control room came and said, hey, something really weird's going on. And so we all rolled in there right after the second airplane had hit. And, it was right then, it was like, no kidding, we're under attack.
Yeah.
And those guys they packed their stuff, threw it in the truck, and off they went. And I remember the last thing I yelled at them was, "Hey, find out who did this, and we'll go get them." They were on the road when the bird hit Washington. So they got up there and started doing their job. We got up into the team room. Everybody, like you said, there's that chaos. What are we prepping for? How many airplanes are in the air? We didn't know at the time. You go to your cage, and just, you don't know what bag to pull out. You just make sure that everything is ready to go. No kidding, because, this just got real. And then once that kind of settled down for us, we're just the, the knuckle draggers. The head shed was up with the intel guys, doing what intel guys do to figure out what the hell's going on.
Transparent to me, all about you. At the time for me, I was, like low on the ladder.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah, I was. So all that's transparent. Yeah, I'm just making sure I got, like you just said, my kid's straight. Is it straight? Are we good?
Yeah.
What's the next thing to prep for? Because we're gonna have to fill these connexes or these whatever. We're gonna have to load up somewhere. Go somewhere.
Yeah,
something's gonna happen.
But we didn't know. He figured it wasn't gonna be right away. But yeah, we rolled over. We sat in the team room on a big screen TV, watching buildings burn and people jump and all the speculation and the news.
Yeah, constant speculation.
It was just surreal, man. Just sitting there, and they, and then the replay of the plane hitting the building over and over again from like 3 different angles. We only had the second one. They didn't have the footage of the first one yet. And dude, I remember when the first tower fell, like, holy crap, and then the second tower fell, like, this is just insane.
Yep. Now we're looking at thousands and thousands of people. The initial reports were thousands of people. People stuck in the subway, underground, dead here, dead there. How many people were in there? Yeah, and as much chaos as I talked about, as much chaos as there was right away in your mind, especially, or what's happening next. And then you got your Intel cats and DC's Intel cats and whoever's starting to get on phones and, make calls and find out what's what. There was a time where you're just standing in front of the television and just seeing this over and over again. But it was interesting going backwards just a little bit. When did the Lion of Afghanistan, when was he killed? When was Masood? When was he killed? The day before?
Yeah, like it was pretty quick before, yeah.
It was the day before. So I remember going down the hallway and somebody said, hey, Masood was just killed. Crazy things are going to start happening. And it was obviously the next day. It was, wow, how prophetic was that? Or, well, he already was tracking all that. I wasn't, I was doing my own thing. But yeah, it's changed everything, bro. And you mentioned about not forgetting. There are so many, I think there's so many government schools out there. I call them government schools or public schools. Your taxpayers' dollars pay for those. No one's teaching it. No one's talking about it. They've let it go. They've lost it. And if you're watching this thing, talk to your friends or whatever and bring this thing back, right? You got to remember this. You cannot let this go from memory.
No, I mean, it's, time moves on. My youngest daughter was born a few months before this, so she's 22 now, and she's got no recollection of what actually happened then. She's seen it on TV and all, but because we keep it alive in our house, I lost a lot of friends over this. And you mentioned the big game. Nobody wanted to play that big game. I was fine with training and just being a badass and doing what we were doing in small little places that we would go. But we knew this was going to be big, and everybody in our business wants to be that guy that gets to do that really hard thing that almost nobody can do. You know, and that was his thing. It's like we trained all our lives. We're most up until then, it was peacetime military. You know, so you're training, you don't know what mission you've got, and all of a sudden, now we're mission focused, and that changed everybody's outlook.
Everything was changed.
On training. Hell, you hung up the damn dive gear like for forever, pretty much. For the next 10 years, we didn't dive. Yeah, we figured out we were going to be doing. We knew it'd be in the desert someplace because it was kind of the.
That's where they were. That's where they were. The bad guys were in the desert. The bad guys are in Afghanistan. That's where we're going to go. Man, yeah, it was just. I keep saying it, but it changed everything. And then throughout the first couple of years, things changed and evolved even faster to me, because if you wore this kind of kit, once you went out the door and did a whole bunch of stuff, nope, that's wrong. We're changing that kit. And it changed rapidly. This kit changed to that. This kit changed to that. What kind of camouflage you're wearing? That's the wrong. We're using something different. Then you get help from people who want to make a difference. And well, let me see what that looks like. Well, let me see. How does this work? How does this work? How does, whatever tool it was, whether it was a breaching tool, rifle, pistol, or shotgun, machine gun, explosives, whatever. They changed so quickly, so rapidly as the work on the battlefield changed.
We had the same. It was the same. There was just the learning curve straight up, and like we say, it changed everybody's life. We got focused. We got, into it, and my family. I called my wife and said, "Hey, life's gonna change. Turn on the TV." She's not big into watching TV. She turned it on. I ended up going home that evening, and we just kind of sat there and stared at each other, like, well, what now? Because she's got 2 babies. I'm going to be gone here.
Yeah.
So, luckily I married the right woman.
You going to man camp?
Yeah.
You're going to man camp right now, bro.
She stepped up and she took care of everything in the house and let me do what I needed to do to address what was.
Yeah, I mean, we lost friends, you lost coworkers, you lost families were destroyed over a lot of the deployments and the stress involved, and it changes everybody, changes everything, everybody. And then obviously it began the long war, right? The global war on terror probably started before this, really. I mean, if you get technical, it started with Dar al-Salam, or it started with the ship. What was the ship called? What's wrong with me right now? I can't remember the ship that got blown up. The Coal.
The Coal, yeah.
Maybe it started even before this. Rumblings of
maybe they've been in war with us for a while.
The first Twin Tower shot, the blind shake, right? So all this really been going on. Well, we're focused somewhere else and doing other things, but it was really going on. And the GWAT starts then. Biggest impact, of course, September 11th, and then on we go. The strike backs.
We're not going to get into the work we did, about it right here, but we just want to bring this up, and with the anniversary coming up, just want to bring that attention back, and never forget, guys.
100%. Coach is right. Just don't forget it. Look into it. Go find more history on it. Find out why it's important.
All right, that's Stutch and Coach, man.
Cheers.
Out.